270 100 BCE, Mesopotamia. Sand swirls along the desert and dusts the men's scruffy beards and makeshift armor. Some sit atop broad-muscled horses, gently touching the tips of their spears to reassure themselves that they are sharp enough to take them into battle. Others stand on uneven ground, running their fingers along the feathers of their arrows. King of Kish and his Sumerian army are moments away from going into battle with the Elamites. This battle would forever engrave human history as presumably being the first ever war.
War can be seen as a close resemblance to the well-known system of Darwinism, the inevitable cycle of life over death, power over the unpowerful. There must always be a pyramid of power, even in the spectrum of the entire world, or else no stable civilization will be possible. Though the peace and harmony is greatly yearned for, the world must realize that destruction is one of the absolute best forms of creation. Take it even further into the spectrum of science, and take into consideration that no form of matter can actually be destroyed. It can only be altered. In our eyes, something can be destroyed, but in all actuality, it is merely being created into something else. War is evidently one of the most devastating, destructive things that could happen to a civilization, but it is inevitable, and it must be viewed as a form of creation, a cleansing, the form of a new, better world.
As soon as human beings began to function in civilization, warfare spawned. This is actually the basis that Thomas Hobbes' philosophy grew around. Human beings are instinctively conflict-bound creatures. They are territorial, and each and every one of them believe that they themselves belong at the top of the food chain. No matter how many efforts are made towards world peace, humans will always crave more power than one another, and it will always seek conflict for the answer. War is not due to the fact that humans just can't get along, it's simply human biology. In fact, many anthropologists suggest that pre-civilization social orders were almost completely based around violence. Taking Australia, for example, killing and conflict was proven to be one of the main causes of mortality in the pre-civilization days. The principal driving force of conflict is what has gotten us to where we are today. Humans may wish away the war and the death, but to be completely honest, we would be nothing without it. We would survive in a perfect, blissful, terrifying harmony in which we would most likely never advance. Some followed the philosophy of Jean-Jacques Rousseau and believed that civilization was wholly peaceful before civilization. They assumed that most anthropological conclusions are controversial, but considering cave paintings and fossils of humans that have evidently been killed by other humans, it seems clear that we have been violent and even murderous even prior to civilization.
At such a young age, sometimes it is hard to devoutly believe in the reign of peace. We live in hopes that one day we will develop some type of socialistic and peace-filled equilibrium. We have come to the conclusion that the fatality views of war is complete and utter nonsense. We see that war itself will assist into willful self-destruction. Humans have want and greed coursing through their veins. Humans will continue to want until there is simply no more left to give. As a nation, we will corrupt in self-pity and demise. Of course, war is inevitable. Power fuels our brains and blinds us.